Hello and welcome to another Maxwell Mechanics YouTube video. So in this video I thought I'd show you guys a bit of my mini bike that my brother Sean has been building for me as a birthday present. I just seen it for the first time yesterday. He brought it home and it's really sick. I've been sitting on it, pushing it around, test fitting some other parts that I have for it that I was on it before. And I just want to give you guys a little overview of some of the stuff he's built on it, some of the stuff we're going to do, and just kind of the history on this mini bike. So we're just going to go from the front to the back. Let me sit down on this thing. Seat's really comfy. It also has a backrest. So my brother welded up the handlebars, as you can see there. Now we're thinking of putting some banana bike bars on this thing. It's got the throttle, that's the original as far as I know. Throttle cable just chilling. He bought this gas tank, and obviously the nuts aren't tight, but it's pretty big for a mini bike. Obviously you can see the little fuel line where it goes on. Let's see if I can get this started. There we go. So yeah, as you can see, he mounted it with some, what's it called? Square stock. And then he welded some bolts into it with some caps. And then obviously some washers and some nylock nuts, one on either end of it. And once that's tightened down, that'll be nice and tight. So yeah, we've got a license plate for the front fender. Didn't have a front fender before. Street tire up front. Disc brakes, as you can see. And the front, the forks and all that are pretty much stock. And yeah, so that's pretty much the front of it. Here's a little close-up on the wheel. And yeah, there you can kind of see my brother's mounts that he made a bit better. And there's some of the stock frame. All of that. Down here we have where the engine is going to be going. He built this plate, welded it up. We got some chain links for some feet pegs. We haven't added the pegs themselves. Obviously the kickstand right there. We have the seat. We have the backrest. There's also a backrest for the seat that goes there. We're going to bend that bar back a bit so it's more of a backrest, like leaning back. Moving down, we got the plates that he built for the rear axle, or the rear wheels. So basically he got these made up and got the holes drilled in them and everything. He got them welded. He did that himself. And yeah, he tied it in there. And he also tied it in down here on both sides. So it's not going nowhere. That plate is like, I don't even know, is that 1/4 inch? Something like that. Maybe not quite that thick, I don't know. I should ask him what size the plate is, but don't quote me. So lots of room for the chain and for the engine to go here, along with, we have a rear fender that I'll show you guys shortly. We got some nuts on here as spacers right now because we do have the spacers. We just haven't assembled it because we need to put the sprocket and the disc brake on. We also have the rear tire from a snowblower, so it's a bit aggressive. This bike originally had dualies on it, and my brother decided it'd be better to put on a single wheel, and I agree. I think it looks better and it's a bit more functional. So yeah, here's a little seat bracket for the rear, and then also I was messing around with mocking up a little handle out of chain, so you can pick it up by that. And I just have it sitting on there with some Ranger 8mm bolts. Yeah, so obviously it's not going to stay like that. We're going to weld it on probably over here and over here, because this is where the rear seat bracket, or the rear seat cover, seat rest mounts. So yeah, we don't want to have the chain in the way. Also, that bolt pokes you in the back, so yeah. So here's the seat. It's not bolted down. There's the frame underneath. It bolts on. And then, yeah, guys. So we also have a couple more parts for it right here. Show you guys some of this test fitting here. So I want to put the rear fender something like this. Super low on there. And my brother said he's going to make some mounts for that. So the rear fender will be sitting like way back, which will be pretty sweet, because this has actually been extended quite a bit. The old wheel mounted like way out here. and that plate was never there. It was some janky thing that was put on there, but yeah, so it's all custom. Anyway, that's pretty much what we got going on with the mini bike. I got a couple more parts here that I can show you guys. I've got the headlight that came off the bike, and that goes right, let's see here, goes to those two bolts, and then it goes to that bolt. So yeah, that's where the light's gonna be mounted. I'm putting that back on. And then we also have a tail light. Sorry, I didn't realize my hand was in the camera. And I would like to mount that light on the rear fender or on the side like an old chopper. That's what my brother was saying. And then we also have a teardrop gas tank cover for this bike. Now this came with the bike, and obviously it'll be mounted and everything. But we had to cut the mounts off for it to make the mounts for the actual big gas tank, because originally it just had this little like box gas tank. It was really small. Yeah, we're putting a 3 horsepower engine on it. It originally had, I believe, a 1.5 horsepower engine. And yeah, so we got the front plate. My brother made that fender license plate. And yeah, guys. So that's pretty much the build breakdown of what we got going on so far with this mini bike. And it's a Lowrider. As you can see here, she's a Lowrider. And these pegs also function. Oh. Also function as a kickstand. So that's pretty cool. So what we got left to do on this mini bike before we can actually drive it is we got to mount the engine. We've got the engine here. We got to mount the brake and run the cables. We've got disc brakes for the front and rear of this thing. We need to mount the sprocket. We need to put the chain on. We need to mount the pegs. Tighten down the gas tank. The frame and forks need to be painted. The rear seat bracket needs to be bent back so it's a bit more lean. And we're thinking of putting some banana bike bars on the front, but we're not sure on that yet. And then obviously bolting the seat down. And after that, we get the throttle and everything, get the gas line hooked up. We should be able to putt this thing around, so it should be really cool. And it rolls around really nice. I was riding around on it. As you can see here, the wheel is nice and true. And we got a nut there and 2 nuts there, and then the bolt that goes through. And as you can see, these plates are nice and rounded. And yeah, so we got a nice new tire in the back and a semi new tire in the front. Yes, I know they're mismatched. That's like a street tire. That's what it had all the way around before. And this is like a snowblower tire. So yeah, guys, that's a bit of the build breakdown. Obviously here are the grips. They're not in too bad shape. I'll probably keep them just because. And yeah, guys, so that's pretty much the build breakdown so far of my mini bike that my brother Sean is building. And I want to let you guys know that I did not forget about the 93 Ranger 4-liter engine swap video. We've just been hustling on it, and I got to take some more clips and edit the video all together. And then after that, we should be able to post that video for you guys. Now, it'll be a start to finish engine swap on a 4-liter. We're just going from a 4-liter to a 4-liter, so it's pretty simple. It's just a lot of manual labor, obviously, because you're pulling the engine and then you're swapping stuff over from the old engine to the new engine, along with putting new parts on. And yeah, so before we end the video, guys, I'll show you a little bit around my shop. It's a bit of a mess right now, but let me just move the mini bike parts. I also found out that I can put all this stuff in the teardrop, and then I just put the teardrop over here. So yeah, so walking into the shop, I'll show you guys the outside. So here's my table, my 6-footer fold-up table. We got a little compressor under there. That's my dad's. We got my tonneau cover that was on my Ranger. It's got the camper shell right now. There's my other truck, Big Bertha. They both got the camper shells on. Here is the back half of a parts truck we had, and I'm currently working on cutting it in half. The side's already cut through. So yeah, we're gonna be taking the axle from this for the white Mazda over there that we're turning into a Ranger. As you can see, a little sneak peek. So yeah, guys, that's a bit of what I've been working on around here. We're gonna take the leaf spring mounts, the axle, a couple of the cross members, and the frame rails themselves we're getting rid of. As you can see, it's rotten there, and it is cracked here. So this frame is no good. The front half has a patch right there. New e-brake cables on it. We're gonna be keeping those. Shocks are fucked. Leaf springs are bent. So yeah, guys, another cool little thing we got is a Ford tractor, but I'll wait for another video for that. Walking into the shop, you got my door, you got support your local racetrack, max control for when I did my shocks, got a little Mastercraft saw clock that I need to put a battery in. I got some hooks here for keys. I usually use it for my lock because I just like having it on a hook. I used to hang on this nail right here. Here's my light switch. The bulb doesn't work right now, so that's that. Here's a little storage area. I got my jerry can I'm going to use for the mini bike. I got some steel for rebuilding, some shelf brackets. Here's a big piece of steel. The rake, the bike pump. I got my spare radius arms and Rick's Rangers radius arm relocators. I got 2 Ranger tailgates, the original sport tailgate to my step-side bed, and a red tailgate that I painted metallic turquoise. We got my drive shaft, got some shelves. Here are my BMX bikes. I have had this one. I got this one from the scrapyard, this frame, and put all new parts on it. This bike I've had since about 2016, or 2017, I mean. This bike here I've had since about 2016. I got this one for 20 bucks, the frame and the fork. So, yeah, guys, that's pretty much my bikes. My sister's bike is over there. It's not done yet. It needs a little bit of work. And yeah, so moving on, we have my recliner with a bunch of parts and my jerry can on it. There's my little shelf that I got for free. It's got bolts and then parts and then just some other stuff and then more bolts on the top. Got more shelves for storage. Got more shelves for storage. My speaker up there. My Makita, one of my Makita sets. Some more hooks. My bench used to be over on this side. Got a spare Ranger dash. Got some storage tubs. Got my TV that I'm going to put up in here. My Bose speaker, my Makita drill set, my old dresser with Ranger parts, my garbage bin, another bin that I have, obviously the mini bike. Here is the new hood that I bought for my Ranger, 50 bucks for this baby. And, well, as you can see, it's clean. It was in storage for 12 years before I bought it. And yeah, I'm going to be painting that cat black. I got to get it sanded up, and then I can put that on. Got some more Ranger parts up there, shift boot, cluster, surround, some more shelves that I put up. Got some storage, got a Ranger fan shroud, got some toy cars, a couple Mustangs. I got some more cat black. There's a bedside corner from a parts truck we had. There's some more shelves. Here is my toolbox my brother gave me from his old work. Pretty much I got that, and it's got some storage at the bottom. It's got, I believe, 7 drawers. Let me count. 6 drawers and then a shelf on the bottom. I got my smaller toolbox that I keep my bolts and stuff in, and then these drawers are for wiring stuff, and this is just a bunch of my extra bits and pieces for the trucks. I got my impact driver. This thing is great. It's the Makita one, and it's got the 4 amp, needs to be charged. I got my little cup with some stuff. Got the vise that I mounted. This bench is a desk that I got for free, made into a bench. One of my Stanley sets. Obviously my bike's there. Down, ooh, I just hit my ankle off that chain. Down there I got my scrap steel bins. I got a lamp, a hammer, a couple other things, some bolts. Got some more spare Ranger parts, and then I got my little drawers down there for storage. Here's my rags. Got the factory drawers for storage. Got a couple of my sets over here, Maxwell and then Mastercraft. And yeah, guys, that's pretty much the shop. We got a couple of lights, a couple of LED shop lights in here that I've put up, and I'd like to add another one in this corner up here. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much the shop tour. Hope you guys enjoyed the mini bike breakdown, and I'm not sure what I'm going to call this video yet, but stay tuned, and hopefully within the next few days we will have the engine swap done. We are putting the engine in this morning, so hopefully, I didn't get to show you guys my jack. Hopefully we will have that video up soon. Here's my jack. I need to fix it. It doesn't work right now. There's my jack stands that I bought. And here's some shelves that I'm going to put up that are from a table. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much the shop. My little workshop. This used to be the wood shed. And in one of the next videos, I'm hoping to show you guys the main shop that has the bay door and everything. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I wanted to show you in this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you guys will stay tuned for the next videos, and let me know, please, what you guys want to see next, and if you enjoyed these videos. Anyways, have a good day, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and goodbye.